Hello guys, this is Glenn from Sydney CBD Repair Centre. Today we have a Google Pixel 4a that is bulging on both sides, and David is gonna rescue this battery out. So let's get right into it. So as you can see here, David will show us exactly the extent of the damage. If you look closely, the display is already lifting up. That is a bad sign. Also see that the back, which is made up of metal, is also bulging up, which is not really good. You can see the level there. Also the front, it's rocking back and forth. So it's an urgent matter. You need to remove the battery before it punctures itself with the internal components and explode, and replace it with a brand new one so we can relieve the stress on the display. So if you have a bulging battery, you can risk the incident of fire. You can also risk damaging the display over the battery because it's gonna flex outwards. You can also damage other components inside the smartphone, which is not nice. So you have to take action while it's still mild. If you can see a slight bulge in your smartphone, that's not normal. It's not really how that works. It should be flat and it should be stable. I'm going to remove the display. The display for Google Pixel 4a is quite easy to replace, but since we're dealing with the battery, we're going to go much deeper. We're going to remove some screws on this one. So you have the display already taken out, put on the side. I'm going to remove this. I think this is going to pop out. No need for it to be persuaded. And you can see there you go. It's popping right out. The fingerprint scanner is at the back, so I think there is a flex cable attached to the main board. So you have to be very careful. I'm going to remove some screws that covers the main board. You have here some metal to dissipate heat and of course hold the components in. And also the connectors is under this cover. I'm gonna slowly pull it out. No need for us to force anything. There you go. So the battery is elongated on the left side, and the main board is going around the battery. We're going to detach the fingerprint scanner and the battery connector. You can see clearly the battery is trying to inflate itself, so you have to remove it. Be very careful not to make it worse or puncture it. There you go. It's quite satisfying to rescue a smartphone with this condition. See there, it's not really gonna hold much charge. It's not stable, and this is our replacement battery. See the difference there? The right side is the brand new one. Should be flat. Really, it's like a basic rectangle. But it's an old battery, so it's served its purpose. We have to safely dispose of it. This is a new battery. Just gonna pop this in, attach it to the main board, and reverse the process to reassemble everything. So if you have an iPhone or a Google Pixel that is quite old, like an iPhone 6 or Google Pixel 2, I think David can still source some batteries for those units. Just message him before you visit the shop or before you send in your smartphone for a mail-in repair service, and he will do a restoration of your beloved smartphone, especially if you have important files that you need to save from the damaged smartphone, like your banking apps, for instance, photos that you haven't synced to the cloud. You can also do that. you're gonna screw the cover for the main board in, holding the back cover at an angle so we can access the screw holes. And then we're gonna close this up. And I think David is quite sure that this is an easy fix. Battery replacement the difficulty depends on the model and the brand of smartphone that you're dealing with. Samsung devices, quite easy to replace the battery, and iPhones, it's quite easy to replace. They're easily accessible underneath the display. This one, not quite that straightforward. You have to remove the display and uncover the battery underneath this sheet of metal. This is still the original display, no need for us to replace it, of course. And good thing we haven't damaged it. I'm gonna connect it and test the device. We're not gonna glue this back in yet. Plug in the Type-C connector. There you go. It's charging. I'm gonna shut this phone down so we can screw in the display connector and put our fresh liquid adhesive. I'm gonna put it around the sides, avoiding some holes for the camera and of course this speaker if there's any. So we have the adhesive. We're gonna reattach the connector for the display. It still has still requires the clip with the 2 screws. I think you need a lot of hands for this one. There you go. Not really steady with the fingers, you're gonna have a difficult time with those screws. Very fiddly. And there you go, it's charging. We are gonna give our client a free tempered glass just because we have something lying around. There you go. Thanks for joining, guys. I hope you learned something. Message us if you need something done on your device. This is the before and after. We'll see you again next time. Cheers.
If you want your smartphone fixed for a very reasonable price, you may contact Sydney CBD Repair Centre. We also provide mail-in repair services for customers outside of Australia or Sydney. Just message us so we can arrange the shipping of your device.